Hello friends, today I want to talk about why is it important to preheat the oven and what is the ideal oven temperature for baking your cake or pastries. The reason why I'm doing this particular video is because we have different types of cakes and we have different types of bakers. Now, a lot of us are not finding it funny when you buy a cake from from a store or from a cake shop and you don't get the satisfaction, you don't get the value for your money, or better still, you don't get a tasty and healthy cake. Because we have a lot of bakers out there, everybody is almost a baker. So for this reason, I took it upon myself to make these videos to help those of us that have refused to go to a baking school, but we bake cakes. We make meat pies and then we sell. I hope this class helps us. Now let's talk about why is it important to preheat the oven before baking. Preheating the oven is a very important aspect of baking. You cannot miss it. You can miss everything, but you cannot miss it. One, it helps the cake rise immediately. It is very important to know what particular temperature you preheat your oven to. Yes, I understand that some of us use local ovens, some of us use electric oven. Doesn't matter. The outcome is what counts a lot. Whether you're using an electric oven or you're using a local oven, you have to preheat the oven to at least 180 degrees before you put your cake batter into the oven. Yes, it's very important. One, it helps your cake rise automatically because it's moving it now from room temperature straight to baking temperature. It kills bacteria that may pose a threat to that cake. It's not just baking. We can't just be bakers and we don't know these little things. There are some bacteria that may just be present at that moment. The heat, immediately you just put in this cake batter into the oven, the heat just kills it and your cake start baking. Yes, some oven like electric oven have thermostat lights. Once you preheat it and it gets to that 180 degrees, it will just turn off. That way you know that your oven is set and ready for your batter or your pastries to go in. But if you are using a local oven, this is it. Thermometer. Thermometer for cakes, for baking, for meat pie, for baked products. You need it. This is it. Once you come here, you turn it on. It comes on. And what do? As soon as your oven is on and it keeps heating up and heating up, you just take it straight. Go to your oven. Not the lower shelf. Go to the upper shelf. Keep it there for some time. You see it reading. It will be reading. It will keep reading. It will get to 100, 120, 130. Until once you get to that 180 degree, you can just put it there and slightly close the door so as not to damage this. And once it gets to 180 degrees Celsius, you know that your oven is ready. Then you shove in your cakes. Thermometer is very important if you want to be a professional baker. Don't just turn on the gas and I think it's hot. Yes, definitely some of us are used to it that we don't even need this. Yes, we don't need this to know when the oven is very hot. But if you're just starting and you really want to be sure, please, it doesn't take anything. And if you don't have this, if you don't have your thermometer, there's a way to go, another way to go about it. Turn on your oven, set it at the temperature you want the cake to bake. Once you set it there, leave the oven on for at least 20 minutes before you send your cake into the oven. And do you know why? Once you light the oven, you leave it for 20 minutes. That 20 minutes, the heat keeps circulating. It is still regulating, yes, and it's trying to balance. So, but when you leave it for that 20 minutes, definitely it will be almost there. If it is not there, it is almost there. So your cake batter or whatever you want to bake is safe. Then you can send it into the oven, having the health of your clients or customers, because they say healthy food is long life. Now, temperatures. The oven temperature will keep rising until it gets to 350 degrees Celsius or more. Depends on what type of cake you want to bake. It's very key to set it at that particular temperature. Yes, very important. If you are baking a normal cake, normal creamed method cake, fine. Set it at 350 degrees. And if you are baking a sponge cake, 205, 200, 210 degrees Celsius is okay for it. This way, your cake will rise and it will be soft and fluffy. And there will be no mistake. No, at a particular point in time, the cake just fell, or the middle is like this, or the cake did not bake properly. No, that is why you need to use all these things. Or you need to know your oven. If you are using a local oven, you need to understand your oven. You need to understand the process of using a pot to bake a cake. You need to understand the process of using a local oven to bake a cake. If you understand it and you know how to regulate the light, what else is there? Your cake will come out fine. I hope this helps some of us that are still learning, some of us that really don't know about this, that oven temperature matters a lot. I remain Rosalind Chioma Uweze of Crystal Roseview Place. Enjoy your day. Bye.